Hmm.
Interesting. All right, chirp number 4. What do you think about the situation in Edmonton, and can they turn it around, or are they going to have a major roster shakeup before the trade deadline?
Yeah, well, obviously they would give it another month, for
Mm.
sure. Obviously, we all Bruins fans know the best that St. Louis was the worst team in the league in February.
Mhm.
They still won the cup, so
Right.
we're only in November, so we certainly have a long way to go.
Mhm.
But certainly these next 6 weeks heading up to January 1st, we'll have to see where they are. Are they 5 points back? Are they 4 points back? Are they 12 points back? And then it's like, all right, we'll give it a few more weeks. But obviously, Dreisaitl's up after next year, so this is like extend or trade summer for him,
Mhm.
unless you're going to say, all right, well, the offers aren't that good, so we're just going to roll with them, let him walk, because
Mhm.
when you do let a guy walk, you don't lose him for nothing. You gain $10 million of cap space,
Sure. Right.
which you'll fill with players. So
Mhm.
that old adage of losing someone for nothing, that's gone now. That doesn't really mean much anymore. And now in Canada it's tougher. Like when Calgary lost Johnny Gaudreau for nothing, then I guess that does sting. It doesn't look good for a GM. But then they can extend their own people. They can bring new people in. They sign Nazem
Mhm.
Kadri. So you still can do things when you lose a guy. You're not really
Mhm.
losing him for nothing. So why not? Sometimes I would use their services in that last year and try to win with him, and then let him walk. So sometimes that's better than trading him for 2 number ones and a prospect in Sweden that no one's ever heard of yet. So, but so they have time for sure. They have time. The new coach, so far so good, and we'll see. And again, my guess is they'll right the ship. They'll be close enough, and they'll only add at a deadline and trade their number one pick and look to add, as opposed to doing something huge with Leon Draisaitl.
Right.
Is their defense kind of like a fatal flaw, kind of like Toronto, though, where
Yep.
it just they've kind of overlooked that side of the team for a long enough time that they really can't recover from that in
Yeah, they
mid-season?
can't. Yeah, they can't move the puck. Obviously,
Mhm.
Darnell Nurse is a $4 million defenseman. He's not a $9 million defenseman.
Right. Right.
But they blinked when he threatened to leave, and that's what you can do in Edmonton in some of these markets, because they know that it's not a player-friendly market for 80% of the league. So
Right.
they had him. You have to overpay to keep them. Columbus has to overpay to keep people. And
Mm.
some cities are like that. That could change. That could evolve. But yeah, so their defense is not good. They don't move the puck well at all. The goaltending has been brutal. It's been better the last 2 games for whatever reason, but it was brutal. And their bottom six doesn't score. And that's been really, the team like the Bruins, even going back, to the Thornton days and the Cup years, having that fourth line that could actually pop some goals in, like Ryan Lomberg of the Florida Panthers had 12 goals last year. He had one last night for them. So you get some bottom six guys pumping in 12 goals, 13, and
Mhm.
consider, people think that's not a lot of goals, but they're only playing 9 minutes a night, so that's a
Yeah.
pretty
Right.
good rate. So
Yeah.
that's what Edmonton has. No bottom six scoring. The defense can't move or move the puck at all. Very little skill back there, and the goalies are. So
Right.
they do not look like a Stanley Cup team at all.
Right. And Chirp 5, should